Josh Harris and Mitchell Rales came together with a $6 billion bid, reportedly, for the Commanders. Steve Apostopoulos, Canadian billionaire, put together another $6 billion bid. They both were submitted last week. There's been some reporting that one is more real than the other. I mean, they're both $6 billion. At some point, you got to break the tie. Meanwhile, there's still this belief by some that Jeff Bezos is going to just swoop in like a hawk, possibly, with more than $6 billion and buy the team. But magic with Josh Harris trying to get this thing done, trying to buy the team from Dan Snyder, and it feels like it keeps moving toward conclusion. We just don't know who it's going to be, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like it's going that way. Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, that group, I mean, certainly seems impressive. You know, I do think, you know, Magic Johnson, his name, who he is, can help bridge a gap a little bit between, you know, the fan base and the organization there, right? But, yeah, there's issues. They need a new, fresh look, new ownership, get people to buy in. It's one of the great franchises in the history of the NFL. And it's a shame because people that are 20 years or younger don't realize that. They don't realize that you and I grew up. And, I mean, man, the Washington team was special. And, of course, you know, in the 80s with Joe Gibbs and all that, to win 3 Super Bowls, be in 4 of them, you know, win 3 of them with different quarterbacks. I mean, it's really one of the most under-talked dynasties in the history of the league, too. But, yeah, The thing that's weird, Mike, and explain this to me. So they did the bidding. When does the bidding end? Like, what? So how long can Jeff Bezos wait to just sit there and swoop in at the last second? I didn't know you could quite do it like that.
I guess it ends whenever they want it to end. You've got an investment bank involved. Bank of America is handling all this, and they get, if this applies like it usually does, they'll get a percentage of the final price as their fee.
Yikes.
So they've got an incentive to generate the highest price possible. But this is what irritated me last week about the reporting from ESPN. They drop late morning, boom, the Josh Harris group has a $6 billion bid that meets the asking price of Dan Snyder, although I don't think it meets the asking price, but that's okay. Then, boom, here comes the other bid for $6 billion. That's just part of the story. You have 2 equal $6 billion bids. Where does it go from here? Does he flip a coin? Does he throw a dart? What does he do? I think ideally you sit back and say, just like at an auction, do I hear $6.1 billion? Do I hear $6.2 billion? And you keep going until you get somebody to say yes and somebody to say no. And then you've got this possibility of Bezos. And there's been conflicting reports about whether or not Dan Snyder refuses to sell to Jeff Bezos. He does, he doesn't, whatever, money talks. And if $6 billion is where the two groups currently are, I mean, that's couch cushion, not couch cushion. Couch cushion.
You can't spit out the words today. You're saying Peter Ping and couch cushions.
That's all right. It's only twice. The first 90 minutes were clean. But bottom line is Jeff Bezos can buy that team in a heartbeat if he wants to. He's worth $120 billion, for crying out loud. $120 billion. So if he wants it, he'll get it. If Snyder will sell it to him, and if he wants it, he'll get it. And I feel like right now we're in that holding pattern waiting for Bezos to make his move. I just feel like there's enough vibes out there in the reports I've seen that it makes sense for us to sit back and wait and wonder when Bezos is going to make his move, which is going to piss off the people who are sitting at the table with $6 billion bids.
Yeah, of course.
But I think they kind of knew going in there's a chance Bezos is just going to buy the whole damn thing anyway.
Let me ask you this, and maybe this has been out there, and I don't know, but is there like a conflict of interest if Jeff Bezos buys the Washington Commanders? Is there a little bit like, wait, you're a TV deal partner, you run the business that we stream on, and that's where you made your fortune, and now you're part of running our business here? You know, would that throw a wrench into the game plan here for Jeff Bezos in the NFL, or trying to figure that out at all?
Who would throw the wrench?
I don't know.
Be in a position
You're right. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. No. You know, I just spitballing.
They're getting rid of Snyder.
It's like, hey, I own Fox, but I'm also on an NFL team. Hey, guess what? I want my team to be on Fox. I don't know. It just seems like it can be a little weird.
I don't know what his official role is with Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Other than probably owning a ton of stock. But, yes, it would potentially be an issue, but the NFL would have to care about it. Would there be 9 owners who would say, we don't want Jeff Bezos to be one of our partners? as an owner of a team. Maybe they think that he'll be more reasonable as a broadcast partner if he's one of the owners.
Yeah,
but it does create some tentacles that could be awkward, but they also could be beneficial to the NFL.
Right.
As the NFL, deals with the reality, and there was something about this last week. I didn't write about it at PFT, but there's a push to allow private equity firms to be involved in ownership. They are so insistent on individuals owning these teams. The problem is there aren't enough individuals who have the money to own these teams. They're going to have to do something at some point because it's a big price tag, and there aren't enough people out there with the kind of cash necessary to buy these teams, and the values keep going up and up and up. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.